Hey, what's up guys, how's it going? This video is going to be about why we need to let go of what other people think and why it's such an important topic in today's age, and how to think about it differently, because we've all heard this saying, like, stop caring what people think. It's really a pretty cliche self-improvement, personal growth thing, and we've heard it for forever. But I think we really need to think about it, dive in, and I think you can actually there's a lot of growth to be had in this subject, and I personally really haven't been thinking about it until a couple weeks ago, and I think it is really important for this age. And let's dive right in. So first, I think we all need to think about let's just think about it. Let's identify what it is. Let's bring awareness to it. So we all have different identities, and whatever you are good at. If you're an artist, you're going to identify as an artist. Or if you're an athlete, businessman, whatever it is, you're going to identify as that person, or it's going to be part of your identity. It might not be your full identity. In a better way, it could be like zero of your identity. But for the most part, people who are good at an artist, and that's what they do for life, they're going to identify as an artist or an athlete or a businessman. So, and if you identify as that person, you're going to care a lot more what people think about you, Or if you identify as being a popular, high social status person, you're going to care a lot about what other people think about you, about your social status. So, we need to understand this, because this is what I didn't really understand for so long, because for me personally, I was pretty good at not caring what other people think about me in terms of social status, looks. I would wear whatever was on top of my dresser when I was in school, sweatpants, messy hair, bedhead. I would hang out with people with high popularity liked me, but I'd also hang out with people who the popular people didn't like, and that definitely didn't help my social status, but I didn't care, and probably a good quality of mine, but so therefore I thought I didn't care what people thought, I was like, I'm actually pretty good at that. I would hear that saying, but I'd be like, what? I mean, maybe I care a little bit about some things, but I didn't think it was that bad, until I kind of realized that the more I started to identify with being an athlete, a ski racer, the more I cared what other people thought. And it's more unconscious, because I wanted to be this successful ski racer. I mean, I still do, but I wanted to be this, make a lot of money, be the best in the world, all this stuff. And I didn't really, I wasn't thinking like, oh, I want to do this so people respect me or everyone likes me. And I never really had those conscious thoughts. So I think if you care a lot of people think about you in terms of social looks, like, you're going to have those thoughts, and you're going to know. Because, obviously I've had times where I care, like, before going out, like, I want to look good or whatever. But, for the most part, I don't. But if you have that problem, I think you'll know. But for the other things, such as like being an athlete or your identity, your personality, it's going to be less noticeable. And it's about bringing awareness to that you do. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you're good at this. But for me, for example, we'll take it back to when I was in 9th grade. I came off of after my 8th grade year, had a pretty good ski season, and we can talk both. Even in soccer too, I just started soccer in 7th grade, because baseball wasn't in the fall anymore. I was still playing baseball, but baseball and skiing were my main sports. But I started soccer in 7th grade, made JV in middle school, and then in high school I just fucking worked really hard and enjoyed the game, because I just enjoyed the game and I wanted to be better at it. And I made the varsity. I was like a slider for varsity my freshman year, and all the guys who were on varsity in middle school were on JV, barely even starting. So I think they're just not identifying so much as a soccer player and just doing it because I wanted to be better, I wanted to push myself, was really good. And the same happened in the ski season that year. It's like I literally couldn't lose. I was international champion a couple times, and in these big international races with all different countries, and I was national championship for my age and year older. Not cocky or anything. It's just I couldn't lose. It was just really weird. And I think now thinking back to it, it was just because I was doing it because I just love it. I enjoyed it. And I just wanted to push myself. I wanted to be better. I wanted to see how far I could go. And I think, let's fast forward to this year. Last year I made my last season of when I was a senior in high school. I had a pretty good season. Then I made the national team, and this year I didn't go to college. I could have gone to college, but I didn't. And when everyone was like, "What are you doing next year?" I'd be like, "I'm doing the national team. I'm skiing." So therefore, like, I started to identify more with it. Therefore, like, caring about what other people thought. And then I had this really good race, and if I would have had one more race, I would have qualified for the professional league, where you start making a lot of money in Europe, because it's massive in Europe. You start making pretty good money. I was maybe gonna have a chance to go to the Olympics, and so I started just thinking, my performance just went to shit. And there was other reasons for that, but I think that was a pretty big reason. Like, I started to care so much, like, oh wow, like, all this fame, and other people thought, like, everyone's gonna think I'm this such cool guy. Like, it's just it lost authenticity of it. And I think most people can relate whatever they're doing, like, to this. Is like, if you care a lot about the outcome, care about the results, care about what other people think, your performance is going to go down. And that's just how it is. If you're doing it for the enjoyment of it, you don't identify much with it, you don't care what other people think about you while you're doing it. You're just doing it because you love it, you love the competition, love pushing yourself. In the business world too, like, you love pushing yourself, you love figuring out new ideas. As artists, you love just producing your best work, or whatever it is you do. If that's your motivation, just because of the enjoyment, you're gonna perform way better. And the high performance is gonna be tenfold. I mean, not tenfold, but it's gonna be better compared to if you like having the thoughts of just doing it for fame, doing it for other people to think about you. And I mean, while for me it was 100% that, but like, just like the 50, 75% that it turned into, it messes with my performance like a lot. So I think it's about whatever it is you do, whatever it is you want to be the best at. I mean, in terms of everything,